¿Qué tal, clase? Welcome to this lesson on subject pronouns and the verb ser. This is one of the most important concepts that you'll learn in Spanish. If you can master this concept, it'll make a big difference in communicating. Let's start with the subject pronouns. We have subject pronouns in English as well, but sometimes we just don't call them that. Here are the subject pronouns in Spanish. Let's say them together. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Vosotros is a subject pronoun really only used in Spain. While it is valid and correct, you won't be needing it for any of the quizzes or activities for this class. I suggest to you that you write down or print out from the written lesson the subject pronouns and memorize them. Yo means I, just as in English. For example, if you wanted to say, I am Aaron, you would need to say, yo soy Eddie. Tú means you. Él means he. Ella means she. And usted means you. You'll notice that there's two ways to say you in Spanish. One, you would use in informal situations with family or friends or people that you know very well. Usted is a way to say you that has a lot of respect that you might use with your boss or people that you don't know very well. Nosotros and nosotras both mean we. The only difference is that nosotras is the feminine or female way to say we. Vosotros and vosotras both mean you all. Ellos and ellas both mean they. And ustedes also means you all. For the purposes of tests and quizzes and activities in this class, you'll use ustedes for you all. When you use the verb ser in Spanish, it means to be. Just like in English, if you wanted to say, when I grow up, I want to be a teacher, it's the same in Spanish. Cuando yo sea grande, quiero ser una maestra. You use it the same in Spanish as you do in English. In English, you can't say, I to be very tall. You need to say, I am very tall. Likewise, you wouldn't say, you to be my friend. You would say, you are my friend. When you change the verb from the infinitive form, to be, to am or are, that's called conjugation. And you do the same thing in Spanish. So in Spanish, when you want to say a sentence such as, I am tall, you can't say, yo ser alta. You have to say, yo soy alta. The way you do this is, take the different subject pronouns, yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ellos, ellas, and ustedes. And the verb ser has a different form depending on the subject pronoun. So when you use yo, you need to change ser to soy, which in English would be the same as saying I am. When you have the subject pronoun tú, you need to change ser to eres, which in English would be the same as you are. When you have él, ella, or usted, ser becomes es, which would be the same as he is, she is, or in this case, you are. Es is also used for the subject it, but there is no subject pronoun for it. Nosotros and nosotras, ser becomes somos, which is we are. Vosotros and vosotras, ser becomes sois, which means you all are. Ellos and ellas, son, means they are. And ustedes son means you all are. For your quiz this week, and the activities in the book or your workbook, or at the companion website, you will have sentences and you'll be asked to change the verb ser to the correct form. Let's use a few examples. You might see a sentence like this on your quiz or your activity, where you'll have the subject pronoun yo, a blank, and then another word. Well, you have to choose what is the correct form of ser to use for this sentence. You can't say yo ser erin. And if you look at your chart, you'll see that to go with yo, you use soy. Yo soy erin, which means I am Erin. Or in this case, Jessica blank mexicana. You can't just take the verb ser and put it here, or you'd be saying Jessica to be Mexican. So you have to find the right subject pronoun that goes with Jessica. Jessica is the same as she or ella. So the correct form of ser is es. Jessica es mexicana. Jessica is Mexican. When you get into the plural forms, it can be a little more complicated. But just remember, every sentence has a subject. So it's going to be either we, they, or you all. In this sentence, Pablo y yo, blank, estudiantes, you'll have to determine what's the subject. Pablo y yo, which is Pablo and I. Another way to say that would be we. The correct form of ser for we is somos. Pablo y yo somos estudiantes, which means Pablo and I are students. Another example of the plural is this one. Lisa y Pablo, blank, amigos. Lisa y Pablo is two people. Another way to say that is they. In Spanish, it's ellos, and the correct form of ser for ellos, if we look at our chart, is son. Lisa y Pablo son amigos, which means Lisa and Pablo are friends. What gets confusing about this for English speakers is that in English we only have 3 ways to conjugate to be: am, are, and is. In Spanish, you can't use the are for every subject. There's a different form of are for each subject. Eres, somos, and son. And they each mean something different. Son, all by itself, means they are. You don't even need the subject pronoun. It means they are all by itself. Same thing with soy. Soy means I am, even without the yo, because you can't put another subject with soy. You can find more information about this in your textbook and also in the online lesson. If you have any questions, be sure to contact your instructor. Good luck on your quiz and assignment this week.